Good day. Oh, good. You got a sneeze in there.
That's staying in.
Sweet.
Oh, we are here with Kevin Venardos, the proprietor and ringmaster of the Venardos Circus. And first of all, before we start into that, what I saw over the last couple of days of your team turning this empty field to this was incredible.
They were amazing.
They were absolutely amazing. But like I said, my family and I came last year, and I had my 4-year-old daughter with me. And the show and the performance is hard to comprehend how good they are. But the way it connected with everybody, I had my 4-year-old daughter sitting on one side of me, and there was a probably mid-60s retired couple by themselves with no kids there sitting on this side. And the look in my daughter's eyes and the look in their eyes was the same. And to make something that connected with that range of people is something special. And that's where your crew performed absolute magic the last couple of days. I think that is where you performed some magic.
I think the circus inherently, has for generations brought multiple generations together under the same tent or at the same event, making that magic live in 2023 and beyond. I mean, there have been a lot of changes that happened even just the course of this tree, from a little event at a fair to touring now all over the country.
I found a picture of you guys performing in an open stage in an open field, and the audience was sitting on hay bales.
Oh, yes.
That you guys rented and had to give back.
Oh, yeah. We put little bonnets over them so they wouldn't get wet. Otherwise, we would have lost the deposit. Oh my God! When you're that up against the wire,
I found that picture.
Do anything you need to do.
From that to this, this is your new tent. You've only had for a few months.
It's from Italy.
Yeah.
That's the person or the company that made this Canobio is, in my view, the best circus tent maker in the whole world. It's the same company that Cirque du Soleil buys all their tents from. And I wanted, even if it took longer, just like every part of this place, I want it to be as excellent as it can be. And that has meant that it has taken longer. It always takes longer. Anything you're setting out to do, certainly a circus, is going to take longer than you anticipate at the beginning. That's what dreams work.
Yeah.
But when they actually come together, and looking at it now, and it is it's extraordinary. It's hard for the challenges of the day not to obscure that sense of, wow, I can't believe this actually is real now.
Yeah.
And we have to stay focused, and we have to keep going, and there will always be more challenges. But I am just, it is overwhelming sometimes to think about where we were and what we're doing today. So amazing.
You're making your dream a reality, like a lot of people want to do, and the reality of a dream is it's not always a dream on the way there. It's not always fun. It's not always easy. It's not always what you want to be doing at the time, but what it always is worth it.
I think it's about why is that your dream? What is the thing that is really driving you behind that? If it is to accomplish something to make even just yourself happy, satisfied, that is always part of it. Your aesthetic and your vision is, I think, integral to getting things going. But for me, the response from the community, the way that we are able to make a difference, sometimes we're at a fairgrounds like this, and we've been able to connect with the community in wonderful ways here. Sometimes we put the circus next to a small business owner, and so there's a real direct connection between the success of the event and the success for the business owner. So that kind of collaboration that we've duplicated now all over the country, and to see that year over year become something that's not an event anymore, it's a tradition for a community. To think that this little circus that could took that. I mean, I had seen that and I've heard of tradition. By the way, as a side note, I think anything that we do just because it's what we've always done is a terrible reason to do anything, if that's what tradition is. I think tradition should be a celebration of what you really do believe in and what's important to you. And so when I see the community come back to support this place that's about following your dreams, and that I see that because the community has turned up, this small business owner is actually really benefiting directly from our success, that we are building community, literally. And that is some of the most satisfying dream come true.
Well, you're also
in all
building
of this.
family. Like, there's families here, and they're all acting, all these different families that are here acting together as a family.
Yes.
And I have, when I used to race, I toured and performed in different places, and it was, when you left on tour, you started your work day. And your work day ended 3-4 months later when you came off of tour. And you give your guys 3 full days off a week. They get 2 full month blocks off per year. They're doing this incredible, like an amazing amount of work, but you've also balanced that with family life and free time.
It's absolutely essential.
Yeah.
I think to get great people, especially it seems more and more these days, I don't know that it's just post-pandemic. I think it was ever thus, but certainly it seems, at that point that we're growing right now, I need to create an environment where artists really want to work here. And there's been different ways. You know, you say that we give more life-work balance, but we're doing 40 weeks of touring, which actually they're really grateful for. It's consistent work for a whole year. If you're a circus performer, you know, or if you're a monster truck drive rider, you know, there's only certain places where you can work. So they're grateful for that, and I'm so grateful for them. Another thing I'm really proud of is that we're in September starting. We're hiring a full-time teacher, which I've never had the resources to do that. And this is for the kids. It's for the parents too. Yeah. This is because we have so many young children that are between like 2 and 5 or 6 here on the show right now. Part of the job of this teacher is childcare, so we can give mom and dad a chance for a date night, something like that. Finally,
can I bring my daughter?
Right. Date night but too. Then also we're in all these wonderful places all over the country. She'll be tasked with finding things to take them to experience, or bringing interesting, unique things, people who live in the community to come to the circus and to give them experiences like that. And then also she'll help to follow up on a lot of homeschooling or online courses that many of the other slightly older students are involved in. But in this way, this is another value add for some extraordinary people. And if you're an amazing circus performer and you have a small child, and you know, many of those gigs that are out there really don't allow you to have your family with you. Yeah. And that's one of the things that we do, and I want to do it well. And I want to make this place such that the great artists really want to be a part of this place, and that they can also then sustain, you know, a tour that's 40 weeks long. That's nothing to shake a stick at, man. And
you're even putting a little lightly when you say great artists, because you have world-class performers in this circus that has the vintage small-town traveling circus atmosphere. And your vision as far as the atmosphere of this is the small-town traveling circus is what's created that, but your resume is what has allowed you to pull in those absolute world-class performers.
Maybe.
And so you started in 2000, and you guys remember Douglas.
Hey, Douglas.
Hey, what helped all this happen?
No, I was just okay. You know, for the
it's okay. You need a hand with something?
No. Just I thought you guys finished. I was going to turn off.
Just give us 15 minutes. I'll come out and let you know. Thank you, Douglas.
Duty calls.
Douglas.
Yeah. Douglas is awesome, by the way.
He is amazing.
So, you started in your first Venardos Circus in 2014.
Yes.
And
done the math or read about this.
Oh, I've done my homework. I also know that there's only one person in this tent right now that can say they were one of People Magazine's 25 hottest bachelors, and it's not me.
It's amazing. I was working for the Ringling Brothers Circus at that time, and you know, they have an incredibly powerful PR machine. So that was an interesting, funny, and there was some interesting response. And as a 27-year-old, which is what I was at the time, it was fun. Yes, but I'm on the road also a lot of time. It's a whole world of lifestyle.
Yes, and that's a perfect lead into what I was getting at there. Yes, you worked for Ringling Brothers at the time when you started your own. What was your job title at Ringling Brothers?
I was the ringmaster, but I was a paid actor.
But in the circus world, that is a ringmaster for Barnum and Bailey. Like you were top.
Well, this is, I think that most people and the circus wants you to believe that. And certainly in a theatrical sense, yes, I was the leader of the circus. But I had absolutely no concept. As much as I think I would have tried to convince you otherwise at the time, yeah, I know, and I'm so grateful, and yes, I understand. I really had no idea what the tremendous amount of work that was involved in the whole kit and caboodle. I mean, just designing a system to load a tent onto a trailer and all of the different nuance to how that fits and the welding, and because every little project that needed to happen to make this show come to be, I've had some direct contact with. More and more now, we have a team, and fortunately, I have people who are far more talented than I doing the things that they should be doing. But the process
Which we saw in the last
building
couple
this,
days. Yeah.
it has absolutely, in slow drips and through painful long times, definitely shown me that I had absolutely no idea how lucky I was, and upon how many people's shoulders I rested when I was there wearing rhinestones, singing and dancing. And I love still stepping in and onto the stage, but my greatest joy is seeing the people, that is the artists and their families, actively engaged in something they love, getting paid well for it, touring the country, have an amazing experience, and the people, the audience, seeing the show, seeing their children experience the show, or their parents.
And all of them enjoying it exactly the same. I said,
Yes.
the 4-year-old and the 65-year-old with the
Yes.
same look in their eye. But I think that where you've put this together, what you have with that resource of being the top level of the circus world, you have the contacts and you know these top world-class performers.
At least I know what it's possible.
Yes,
And I think that that's important, because there are not that many circuses out there. There are also the ones that are needing to adapt to our world now are needing to become more nimble and smaller to keep their lines tighter. And so the cast is smaller. Not that the production values are necessarily lesser. I think there's some wonderful shows that are out there right now being innovative. The thing is, the pool of people from which you can draw, people who know circus, who are multi-generational circus performers, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller every year that passes. So looking to the future, I need to find all kinds of ways to stay in touch with young artists, people who maybe don't have any experience at the circus. For me, my sort of secret formula, if such a thing exists, is to have some people from the old guard, or who know this way of life well, and who can kind of set the bar as far as the work aspect, getting loaded in, getting loaded out. They need to work together with people who are brand new.
That's exactly what's happening. It's like we saw Douglas
Yes, sir.
running the operation, putting it
Seventh
together,
generation circus.
and we saw Angel,
his son.
his son, working side by side,
Yes.
making it happen, doing handstands on random stuff while he does.
Yes.
Then
So
you
it's one
see-
thing having to follow your dad. I mean,
Yeah, but you
that's
see
a
Ernesto-
clear line of
Yeah.
authority there. But bringing in young people for, I don't. It's not a disparagement. Just people don't have context about what is involved here, and so trying to set expectations when we're doing an interview. Before I've hired someone, do you understand? This is actually what's involved here. And starting with shorter contracts too, so that we get the chance to know each other. That goes both ways, for both what I expect of them and also whether or not they can count on me to follow through on the things that I've promised them. And that's something that it's just absolutely essential. Communicating.
Because they're not just, your performers are not just performing. Most of the people you saw earlier in this video putting this tent together, setting these chairs in place, plugging in lights, pounding in stakes, those were the performers who you are then seeing
Yes.
perform these acts here. They're not just come out, do the performance, and then there's a crew that takes care of them. They are
In the beginning,
unloading the trailer,
They are.
they're
Everyone
packing
did.
stuff up, they're performing in the meantime.
in 2014, literally the only people we had were the performers. That's all that we could, in my mind, afford.
Yeah.
And the weight, the tax on a long-term tour with that setup is almost impossible. It is unsustainable for sure. With time, I brought in 2 and then 3, and now just recently we have 5 people who are strictly dedicated to crew and the tent, which is an incredible blessing.
And that is
the performers are
because-
still working.
Yes, but
at
that
key
is when you
moments.
have 5 because one of them started out as a crew guy and is now performer.
Yes, that's another thing too.
Ernesto spent
Yeah.
6 months as a crew guy learning the circus and learning all that, and now he is center stage.
Yes.
So it's not just you're a crew guy,
Yeah.
or they're beginning to end right here.
It is absolutely 100% all in. You are here, we're living and working right next to each other. There is no escape from one another. You could look at that as a horrible thing, but there's an incredible, certainly a bond that happens between people. But when you are tasked with delivering a show and you have that specific goal, and now we have all the parts in front of us, it's not so much energy at this point about what do we do next. It's about getting in there and doing the thing that we know and we know how to do well. And it is extraordinary what a team of people who all know their roles well and who still are communicating, because like there's volcanic rock
and
underneath our
communicating in multiple languages at once.
This is true too?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Because your cast is all from all over the world.
They are.
Yeah. And it's like, this was your dream to create this circus, but you've created it, and right there, Ernesto's a perfect example of you've created something that is allowing others to live their dream.
That is the
Because you
true
took him
description of a dream.
From
Dreams
the
are
guy,
dreams are amazing things, but they don't really exist until they touch the life of another person.
which is why it says right there, live your circus dream.
Yes.
Because that is the whole thing of,
Yes.
you had your dream, and you were at the peak of your industry, but you had your dream still.
Well, it
And
didn't come.
you had to finally take action on that, and I would imagine you're glad that you did.
You know,
Most days.
I worked for the Ringling Circus for 5 years. I was incredibly blessed.
You're
I
also
lived on
the
a train.
youngest ringmaster Ringling Brothers has ever had at 24.
22, but
So cool.
I share that title, and he actually has it slightly more than me. You know, in the
Oh.
world of PR, you don't correct people when you're
Don't worry, we'll cut this part out. You were
No,
the youngest
Jonathan Lee Iverson, he was younger than me, but I was still very, very young.
at the time.
At
you
the
were
time,
youngest.
yeah. Okay, sure. I was, yes.
When you became ringmaster, you were the youngest they had ever had in 134 years at that point.
I was really young. Homework. It's having been in that space, and it is an amazing operation. It was an amazing operation, and they may reboot themselves and come back in the arenas without the animals, I think. The thing is that whatever led me to make the choice, they offered another contract, and I actually turned it down. You can't believe it. They were launching another show. This is in 2005, and it was going to be a smaller version, and it just didn't sound right, and I turned it down. And in the immediate
smaller.
Well, I didn't know what the heck I wanted. I had no specific plan, and in the immediate years after that, I was kicking myself because I didn't know how to. I didn't have another plan.
Yeah.
I wished I had money for food and whatever, a place to live at. Those are things I was kicking myself about, because it would have been easier, but it didn't feel like the thing that was next for me. And that was no mark against that incredible operation, but it honestly led to a series of completely horrible choices by me. Ultimately, I think the lowest point, with some interesting experience still, the lowest point was in about 2014, where there was a period for several weeks where I hadn't made that plan or adjusted what I needed to do to get on to the next place. And I found myself without any money, and because I needed to sell my little trailer to get a deposit for an apartment in, the Valley, just outside of Los Angeles, so the San Fernando Valley. It was a crappy apartment, but I was living out of my truck for a few weeks, and I'm thinking about, why did I do this? Why did I make all of these stupid choices? Why didn't I change my plan of action before I got to that place? I really don't have an answer. What I do know is I am grateful now for all of the painful, self-inflicted, if not intentional, then I must take responsibility for my own choices, that they ultimately showed me on my knees that certainly there is only one way to go when you're way down, and that is up. And no matter how far have I fallen, that if you still have some part of you that says, I'm going to keep going, there's nothing that really can stop you. And so having been to that very dark place, I have been to this.
So now under the brightest of lights.
Perhaps, yes.
That literally spell your name.
They're warm in a special way because there's something that we've created together, and it's not something someone gave me, it's something that we have earned.
Yeah.
It's from people we have provided value to, their investment in a ticket in us, and they're returning year over year. That is what put those light bulbs there. That is what is paying that payroll and making that cotton candy. And because of the pain before, I feel like I'm able to navigate the ship in a much more confident way. I also know, okay, let's careful about cash flow here and different things. I can feel that before we get to an issue. And fortunately, I think we've made some really smart choices. I think above all, it's been in getting great people together, and then hopefully getting out of their way as much as they can.
And not giving up on your dream.
Don't give up on your dream.
Like, I know a lot of you out there have dreams of your own. I've had dreams of my own. Kevin had his dream that went from literally being homeless living in a truck to you got your own big top with your name on it.
Yeah, dude.
And this
you can do
entire
that too.
family behind it. You can do that too. Like you guys watch, like in a lot of my regular videos, you guys watch me and my friends like Nate and Jeremy and Ben and Wes, and I'm sure when you're watching us and the ridiculous people that we are, you're wondering how we make it home at the end of the day half the time. But what you got to realize is we're all business owners. We all had a dream to do something of our own and went for it. So as inept as some of us may seem, if we pulled it off, you can pull it off. If you have that dream, go for it, because it could be the simplest thing, or it could be your own big top.
If it comes from you, I think that means it is something that you love or are passionate about, and it's something then that you can sustain pursuing over a long period of time. And I really think that's the only way you can become a master at something, if you're doing what you love. You can. I know that I go back to the Jim Carrey comment all the time. You could fail at doing the thing that you hate just as easily as failing at doing the thing you love. So might as well do the thing that you love. It's not going to be the clearest path.
Or the easiest.
Certainly the easiest. But if you just take a step, it's actually remarkable.
You can make it happen.
Yes.
If it's truly in your heart. So, the two things out of this I want to encourage you guys to do that this circus was the perfect opportunity to encourage, which is a reason I reached out to Kevin and he was so gracious to invite me into their crew for a few days, is number one, and most importantly, if you have a dream that your heart is truly in, chase that dream. Go for it, and you can make it happen. Second, Kevin's going to like this part, is if the Venardos Circus is coming anywhere near your town, I highly encourage you to check it out. Like I said, the performances are world-class and just mind-boggling at what they pull off. The atmosphere is that old-time, vintage traveling circus. It's just an incredible production that you put together.
Thank you so much.
I bought our tickets as soon as they went on sale for this year, because
brother.
my daughter has not stopped talking about it since last year.
I can't wait to see her again.
She'll be here Friday.
Beautiful.
So, check out liveyourcircusdream.com or venardoscircus.com. Check them out. Amazing production with the message of follow your dreams. And that's the part I absolutely love. Thank you, Kevin.
Hey, brother. Thank you for coming out.
And thank you guys for watching. We will see you on the next one. One take, I told you.
Beautiful.
One take is way better.
Keeping it real, baby.
I'm even going to leave Douglas in.
Good.